Okay, Nach, we can start now or still waiting? Okay. Okay, we can start now ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, all paper presenters and all participants. Welcome to International Conference on Computer and Information Sciences for the track Software and Engineering and Application. I am Nur Afni as a session chair from Muhammadiyah University, Professor Dr. Hamka, Jakarta, Indonesia. And here we're so cheerful because we have 6 amazing paper presenters who will share their experience and information that is very useful for us. The rule to pay attention are presentation time is 10 minutes only. After that, there will be a question and answer session with participants related to the published speaker. For audience, if you have any question, you can put your question on live Q&A or discussion forum button. So don't hesitate to asking question. And this is the time we would like to invite Nadia Muhammad Sofian from University Technology Petronas Malaysia. Can you please to open your camera and give a sign if you are there? Yeah. Thank you, and please.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nadia binti Muhammad Sofian and I am from University Technology Petronas. Today I will present multimedia elements in designing mobile apps interface for autistic children based on a proxy user perspective. Autism is a lifelong neurological condition that affects an individual's learning, communication, memory, and interactions. Normally, autistic children are visual learners who shows an excellent response to visual interaction in the learning process. According to the Ministry of Health Malaysia and the National Autism Society of Malaysia, NASOM, based on their studies among children between the age of 18 to 36 months, the prevalence of autism spectrum disorder was at the rate of 1.6 in 1,000 children, or approximately 1 in 625 children, and the trend has been increasing since the past 10 years. There also has been extensive development within the last 10 years of educational software for children on the autistic spectrum. The increasing numbers of children diagnosed with an ASD have led to the development of various mobile applications to improve children's social skills with autism. The HCI concept have been particularly relevant in designing and creating an interactive system for people with autism. Due to this critical issue, the existing usability guidelines are insufficient in designing an effective interface for a mobile application, especially for special needs, primarily due to peculiar features and dynamic application context in mobiles. And it is also challenging to use, especially in terms of user interface design. Therefore, it is essential to have a mobile application design based on the usability factors that can cater the autistic children's needs, especially in enhancing their communication, social, and cognitive skills. This research aims to identify the user interface characteristic preference specifically on color, text, and images in designing a mobile interface for children with autism based on the proxy user perspective. The user interface plays a vital role in visibility design. Researchers believe that even minor decisions that have been made can negatively or positively contribute to the application. Thus, it is necessary to study the element of good interface design and have usability guideline in the interface design process for a mobile application that is for autistic children. These autistic children can enhance their disabilities in communication, social, and cognitive skills through mobile technology, Several most common attributes are considered in designing a user interface, mainly used to determine some multimedia elements of the interface, such as color, text, and images. Since the user are autistic children, more usability problems will arise if the interface does not cater to their needs and in enhancing their disabilities. Text is a dominant unit in the user interface design component with flexible and robust communication between users and the system. According to the previous articles, components such as an image, button, or text must be in a suitable size to be easily seen or pressed, and every use of pictures as a background for the text, making reading the text challenging. Some researchers also agree that software usability could increase with mental disorders and autism user by using a suitable size text, button, or images. They also have proposed a suggestion in terms of colors. According to a previous study, it is advised only to limit the numbers of colors to organize the screen, since too many colors can be confusing and unpleasant to look at, especially if the user is autistic. Previous studies also suggest using alternative color instead of black. This is because its characteristics are repulsive to the user. Other researchers have agreed that having alternative color for autistic children can increase their attention to understanding the thoughts on assistive technology such as a mobile device. As for button, which can be defined as interactive, it consists of a specific action by responding to a mouse click. Interactive icons or images can also act as a button if they can respond to a mouse click. According to the American National Standard Institute or ANSI, they have recommended interfaces for touchscreen devices with a button size of at least 9.5 mm with a 3.2 mm gap between buttons. This standard requirement is for the regular user. However, in this research, we focus on autistic children. Thus, autistic disabilities require a large button size of at least 30 mm or 3 cm to achieve the same accuracy as individuals with no motor control issues, whereby they are using smaller button, which is 20 mm. Thus, to reduce the time to complete the task, the button size need to be increased. I will explain on methodology. This study aimed to identify the user interface characteristic preferences for color, text, and images in designing a mobile application interface for children with autism based on the proxy user perspective. The participants involved are 38 proxy users, consists of 4 researchers, 2 therapists, 14 teachers, and 18 parents. The proxy user is an individual without disability representing individual with disabilities during the research or design process because, according to previous study, asking autistic adult to complete an online survey unsupervised is unethical because they are especially vulnerable. The participant of this proxy user range between 25 to 55 years old. This proxy user has been dealing with children with autism every day for equal or more than 5 years. Next is the questionnaire and survey. The participant was asked to take part in a user interface design for children with autism online survey. The participants are advisable to use a mobile device to take part in this online survey. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to complete the online survey, and 20 ranking questions and 4 single choice questions are in this online survey. This online survey was designed to gain the proxy users' perspective and ensure that they understand the user interface characteristic used in the designing a mobile application interface for children with autism. For conducting this online survey has been conducted for over 2 months and distributed on online platforms, and the data were analyzed using SPSS to obtain accurate result. The result shows in table 1 is a types of font listed out based on the literature review. Here we can see there's a Comic Sans, Verdana, Helvetica, Tahoma, Arial, and Trebuchet. Table 1 shows the type of font that children with autism prefer based on the proxy user perspective. We can see that Tahoma is 15. The result for Tahoma is 15, followed by Verdana 13 and Comic Sans 6. The results are based on a ranking method whereby 1 equal to most preferable while 6 equal to least preferable. So in this table, the preferable font is Tahoma, while the least preferable font is Helvetica. The next table shows the result for the type of colors. The 6 colors were chosen based on the literature review. It was also suggested to use a Munsell system color notation. So table 2 shows the preferred color based on the online survey that required the participant to rank according to 1 equals to most preferable, while 6 equals to least preferable based on the background color with a dark font color black. The preferred color with a dark font color is yellow, while the least preferred color is green. Table 3 is the result of image size. The initial size of the image was used based on the literature review, which is 30 millimeters, and the size was increased by 20%, 50%, and 70%, and decreased by 20% and 50% from the initial size. According to the previous study, this is to obtain 6 different sizes, namely 5.25 centimeters, 4.5 centimeters, 3.2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 2.4 centimeters, and 1.5 centimeters. According to the table, the ideal size for an image is 4.5 centimeters, followed by 1.5 centimeters and 3.2 centimeters, and others based on the online survey. The table shows that the preferred size for an image is 4.5 centimeters, while the least preferred size is 5.25 centimeters. This result was used to design the user interface of a mobile application for children with autism. In conclusion, multimedia element can be part of the usability factors for special needs children in terms of accessibility, attractiveness, and learnabilities due to the increase in children's learning ability with autism. Therefore, these results are significantly reliable in designing a usability guideline in educating designers on designing specific design component in the design process for mobile application for autistic children. Thus, the result obtained in this study can help design a user interface for a mobile application for children with autism based on the preferences discussed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nadia. And now we proceed to the Q&A session. For audience, if you have any question, can you put on live Q&A button? Don't hesitate ya to ask question. Okay, this is we have a question. Yeah, from Muhammad Diaudin, Muhammad Safian. Okay, wait. I can roll the text. Okay, how does your research contribute to the updates or revise of usability? I only can read until usability. Nadia?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, could you please?
All right. My research can contribute to the update
Yeah.
or revise usability guidelines. Okay, basically I've done a SLR SLR. I've one paper SLR. So I've done a big comparison according to the usability guideline that have currently been used in for the past 5 years. So through that, I've found out that there's 6 different usability factors that can be used to do the designing for mobile application for children with autism. So these 6 usability factors for children with autism. So based on that, I'm using the multimedia elements criteria to design the usability guidelines to help autistic children. They are preferred more on visualize. So with the current which is a formulated usability guideline, it can help in designing a mobile application for children with autism.
Okay, very nice, Nadia. And we have a second question here from Cahya Komara. Salam, I got a question for first speaker. What if this research could be applied to Down syndrome type? What say you?
that this research can also apply to Down syndrome. However, but we need to know the character of Down syndrome, because from my perspective, I'm doing the autistic children, and I'm dealing with multimedia elements, which are font, because they are focusing on visualization. But if, let's say, the Down syndrome have this kind of characteristic, which is they are more focusing on visualization, this research can also can be one of the can apply to Down syndrome as well.
Okay, thank you. Very well. Any question more? Any question more? This is very interesting topic.
Hang on. Oh, I'm gonna
Okay,
check.
yeah. Okay, this
Is there
is
any?
last chance, yeah. This is last chance. If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. I think Nadia very happy to answer the question. Yeah, Nadia.
Yeah.
Okay, I think your very presentation is very good. So no question more. So I will give applause to you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Nadia. Your presentation is done. And now, yeah. And now next presenter is Azhana Ahmad from University Tenaga Nasional Malaysia. Okay. Could you please to open your camera and give a sign if you dare? Okay. Thank you, Azhana, and please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. Okay, my name is Azhana Ahmad from University Tenaga Nasional. Today I would like to present to you about my paper on investigating communication approach for physically disabled children using assistive technologies. This is the content of my presentation. Okay, I would like to present to you about some of the observation and interview and the findings that we have, and also the initial development of a Chomel apps application. Okay, first of all, uh, the communications is very important nowadays, and if you talk about communication, the children with their parents or with their caregivers is also very important in daily life. Okay, so but there is children with some of their disabilities, such as the children with the cerebral palsy or CP children. Okay, the communication is very challenging due to the various incapability of their conditions. Okay, what we have it here, okay, we plan to have we want to use the assistive technologies to help them in their daily life, okay, especially in the learning process. Okay, mobile assistive technology is the technology that created to help people in certain disabilities conditions. And this CP student is our domain. So we want to see how the technology can help them in their daily communication. So what we have done is we attend a World Cerebral Palsy on the October 2019. Okay, we did some observation and interviews. Okay, using our Chomel apps application. Okay, there is a prototype inside the Chomel apps. Okay, so that what we did is we done the observation and interviews. Okay, to take some of the requirement from all these children with the disabilities. Okay, what we have done last time, okay, so the observation is when the event we did the observation on the day, on the World Cerebral Palsy Day. Okay, we did the observation by looking into the participant of the event. Okay, the children came with their parents, okay, and some of them come with their caregivers, and we can see various various incapabilities with all these CP children. So we did some observation and take some finding from the observation. And the second part that we did is the interview. Okay, so if you can see here, there is an interview with the student. Okay, the student is wearing the green shirt. Okay, so what we did that we have the first prototype of the Chomel apps, okay, with 6 categories where we come up with the food and drinks, emotions, games, toilet, learn and sleep. Okay, using the first prototype of the Chomel apps using the mobile apps. And then we present it to the kids. We want the kids to play and then look into the apps. Okay, either they can use it or not. So we also ask help from their parents or like caregivers during the interview session. Okay, that is the two activities that we did on that day. So what we have it here under the observations. Okay, we can see when we look into the participant on the day, which is the CP student. Okay, we can see some different hand movement ability. Some of them can move, some of them cannot move at all. Okay, so we can see that hand movement because this is very important in order for them to use the apps. And then the communications also very different from student to student. Okay, some of them is like, some of them they just pointing out, some of them they cannot they cannot see anything, but some of them can communicate with their parents, and some of them also using mobile application to play YouTube, okay, to play other things. Some of them can use mobile app. So from these findings, we can say that we can use the technology to help them in their daily communication. And then when we talk about the interview, okay, we show them the first prototype of the Chomel apps. Okay, some of them can touch, some of them very happy to see the colorful of the apps, and then they can touch, and then they can ask their parents on how to go to the next page and page. Okay, some of them cannot. Okay, so in the finding itself, we also ask their parents and caregivers. They give a very good, very grateful input for us to understand. Okay, all these various uh, capabilities of the student. They are not same from one kids to the other kid. So what we have it here, we take all the input from the parents, and also we look into the student action. Okay, so we also do some suggestion to the parents. Okay, so uh, we have a very grateful interview at that time. Okay, so what we have it here, okay, on the analysis part, okay, we have the first prototype, okay, at the very first beginning. Okay, this prototype, the input come from the literature review that we read, okay, on how the mobile assistive technology interface looks like. Okay, we did some of the very basic things, which is like food and drinks, how the kids can touch and then tell their parent, okay, what food they want, what drinks they want. So on the first prototype, okay, if you look into the navigation menu, it's very simple one, okay, which is there is a menu, and then there is a main menu. Okay, the kids have to touch, and then it will go to the sub menu. Okay, so this one, at the first place, the objective is to make the communication easier between the kids with their parents. Okay, this is what we bring on that day, and then ask them to use it. Okay, and then after we did the analysis based on the findings, okay, because of the various capabilities between all these kids, okay, what we did is actually we have to make sure that the apps, okay, will going need to be a little bit customized because of the various capabilities. Okay, because some of the kids cannot touch, some of the kids cannot say anything, some of the kids did not understand at all. Okay, some the thing, but some of the kids is okay. So what the problem, what we did on the analysis part is, okay, we agree, okay, to come up with a admin part, which is involve the parents role, okay, or the caregiver roles. Okay, what the parents or the caregiver can use is, okay, instead of having the general one, okay, they can edit the menu. Okay, they can edit some of the requirement that they want. Okay, they can add new categories. Okay, they can add new image. Okay, they can change the color, so that when they use the apps, okay, before the kids can use it, the caregivers or the parents can customize based on their kids requirement. So that one will be the second what we call it, that one will be the second prototype for the Chomel apps. Okay, so we are at this this we are at this part where we want to develop the second prototype for the Chomel apps. Okay, so we are very glad, okay, to have this uh, opportunity, okay, to look into this kid with the several disabilities. Okay, it's very good for the assistive technologies to help them in their daily communication. So to conclude the things that we did, okay, we see that the findings show that each of the different have different requirement compared with other children, especially for this cerebral palsy student. It's very, very different between one student to the other student. So in order for us to use technology, okay, we have to make sure that we have a very detailed requirement for every single kids, okay, to ensure the effectiveness of the communications. Okay, we have the assistive technologies, okay, we can use the technology to make sure that for each of the student, for each of the requirement, okay, will be based on their needs. Okay, we can have the technology to have a very good selection of the user interface. We can also have the selection of the right colors, selection of the right language, and also how the menu, how the navigation menu looks like. So in that case, for the future works, okay, there will be more testing sessions, okay, with the second prototype, okay, when the Chomel apps is at the completed stage. Okay, that's all for me from University Tenaga Nasional. Me, my friends, okay, that involved with this study. So thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Very good, Dr. Azhana. And now we proceed to the Q&A session. Any question here? Okay, I will check. Yeah, I will check first the question. Okay. Okay. Therefore, we wait the question. Actually, can I asking question for you, Dr. Azhana?
Yes, of course.
Okay, aduh. Okay, this is about the assistive technologies, and my
Yeah.
question is, what kind of assistive technologies that you use in your research? Thanks, Azhana.
Okay. In this case, we go for the basic one, which is on the mobile apps. Okay,
Oh,
because as we can see, the previous presenter said about the technology on the user interface. This one is cover very general part. Okay, because we are focusing on communications. CP kids, they have a very little. I mean, they cannot. Some of them cannot talk at all. So what we plan, the technology that we have, the IT things, we start with the mobile, with the very simple interface for them to talk to their parents. Okay, they want food, they want drinks, they want games. So we start from, we call it assistive because it will help the kids in daily communication. We start on that one first.
okay. You prepare for special software in mobile?
No, we use the very general development, okay, but we are focusing on the processes, which is, okay, from one page to the other page. Is it like the kids can move on in it? Okay, we are focusing on the effectiveness of the communication wise. Okay, we didn't put into like any AI yet. We are focusing on very general development. In the focusing is on the communication first.
Okay, thank you. And here we are so happy because we have question in Q&A session.
Okay,
Yeah.
we provided with voice recognition. Okay, at the first place, we already have the voice, which is if the drink come out with, let's say, coffee, there will be a sound coffee. Okay, do you want coffee? We already have that for the first prototype. We will move on physical forum. Yes, at the very first prototype, we already have the voice recognitions and also very simple menu for them to communicate. Okay, so of course for the second prototype, we are going to develop more uh, uh, for customized part, which is because you know this case is very very special from kids to the other kids, so you cannot make it very general. Okay, so you have to make sure that you take one kid, you list out all the requirements, and then we have to look into okay what the kid voice is okay for them, we put the voice. Okay, and also about the admin part, also we have to make sure that the second prototype can handle based on the requirements. So actually we should come up with the second prototype, but because of the pandemic we cannot see the student because they are very fragile, right? So we cannot see them face to face, so we have to wait until we can see them and take the whole requirement for the second one.
Okay. Cahya, Mr. Cahya, I think you will have gift from UTP because you already asking 2 times. Okay, thank you Azhana. Your
Thank
answer is
you.
very good, and I will check again the question Okay, no question. So I said thank you more for Azhana from University Tenaga Nasional Malaysia, and we are going to the next presenter is Sri Astuti from Muhammadiyah University, Professor Dr. Hamka, Indonesia. Hello, Dr. Astuti. Can you please to open your camera and give a sign if you're there?
Yes,
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, Dr. Astuti. And please to start.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sri Astuti. I'm one of the member for our team. The title of analyze user interface model mobile application to blended learning model. Okay, next I want to explain about our team concept. The first is abstract, and then introduction, literature review, methodology, result and discussion, and then the conclusion. Abstract. After our get a research, this finding abstract in the research. This research is concerned with the use of development application using mobile device as a tool for blended learning models. However, in developing learning application, one important concern is the user interface or UI. Therefore, the purpose of this research is to find out which UI design components are easy to use according to the user to be more user-friendly, so that the purpose of using mobile application for education can be realized. This study covers design principles that are appropriate for application development for platforms. Based on research, user interface testing has been carried out from 5 user interface principles and analyzed using the system usage scale. Give to 32 respondents. The results show that the majority of respondents agreed that the mobile application developed had met the requirement of the user interface element. Our research have 3 keywords. The first is mobile application, and then blended learning, and the last is user interface. What is introduction? Our research have an introduction to the development of the industrial revolution of the 4.0 area, create a generation that has the ability to communicate, collaborate, think critically, be creative, and be innovative. This is the introduction. Our research have 2 focus. The first is industrial revolution of the 4.0 area, and then educational technological working with mobile learning. Literature review. Our research have 3 literature review about key word in our research. The first is blended learning, The second is mobile application, and the third is user interface. What is the blended learning? Blended learning is the concept that includes farming teaching learning process that incorporate both face-to-face teaching and teaching supported by ICT. The second, what is the mobile application? Application is the mobile device are portable lightweight devices as mobile phone, cell phone or handphone, smartphone, platform and handle computer and tablet, laptop computer and personal media player. And then user interface. Interface is a tool and for digital mapping, this tool enables the user to manipulate map and their underlying geographic information. This methodology research. In designing the research to build mobile application, use thinkable application. After the mobile application was developed, user interface testing was conducted. This result and discussion for our research. I will give component menu of the application. The first is selection screen like this, and then main menu, flipbook menu, video menu, student center, and practice. This one is sample if you open digital mobile application. This one is Smart Edu, and then after you open this, you must sign in. Before sign in, you choose one of the language you wanna use. After that, this one is flipbook or flipbook, and then this menu in the application. The result and discussion gave 5 points. The first is content, natural usage, navigation, consistency, and flexibility. Our research have a natural usage, so many positive response, give a 3.63. Okay. On the main menu Indonesian, there are flipbook, module learning use Indonesian language, tutorial video link on YouTube use Indonesian language, and student center platform e-learning only UHAMKA student. Inside there, assignment, result, and forum to learning and similar to the main menu English version where are flipbook and tutorial video use English language, and the difference is there is an evaluation with a multiple choice quiz. Based on the principle of the result of the user interface identified below are several of discussion about the mobile application being developed. The first principle, the overall application of the content present is relevant to competence for students. The content of the application are also designed in the form of points so that students can easily find out important information. However, because this content is a mathematical theory, there are some inaccurate notation and symbols. Then, second principally, the application installation process is easy to do and process can be used in all Android version with all screen resolution. Okay, but the application has big size memory. The third principle is navigation. The button display work good, but advice for revision are give a additional button on the screen to move to another page or to move to another part with only one or two key press. After that, the consistency all page layouts are designed the same. However, the size and font are not consistent for all pages. And then, the principle of flexibility, the suggestion is to make the menu button back on the screen so that user can jump from one section to another easily. And then this one is conclusion. Evaluating the user interface is important in developing mobile applications. By knowing the achievement of the principle of the user interface can improve the quality of the function of the application so that it is easy and more interested to use. In this study, the results obtained from the assessment of 5 user interface principles were 3.57, which were considered high. The results show that the majority of respondents agreed that the application developed had a good user interface. Okay, I think enough is my presentation with our paper. Billahi fisabilillah, wassalamualaikum khairat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, very great, Dr. Sri Astuti. And before we proceed, I'm really sorry for Christine Wibowo. I miss your question. And please, Dr. Azhana can answer the question at the end of the session, yeah. I'm really sorry for Christine. And for Dr. Astuti session, this is already question from Novanita Windy Arini. The question is, the blended learning is very interesting concept that are, this is again, I cannot see fully question. Can we see from discussion forum maybe, yeah? Oh, also no. Wait ya, Dr. Astuti. Okay. Can help to show me the question from Novanita Arini? Because the text is okay. Okay, Dr. Astuti, this is the question. The blended learning is very interesting concept. What are the advantages and the disadvantages of this concept when you applied it in the learning process? From Novanita Uhamka.
Hello.
Ya, Dr. Astuti.
Hello.
Ya. Hello, Dr. Astuti. Oh, maybe
Yeah, maybe she has
you,
some issue with camera.
yeah. Okay, this is already Hairul also have a question for Dr. Astuti, but I think the Dr. Astuti have issue yeah for the signal maybe, and also for the camera.
I also have a simple question also.
Please wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we wait until Dr. Astuti back to the session yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Astuti. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe we wait for Dr. Astuti and we could proceed to the next speaker, yeah. And when Dr. Astuti back, she can answer the question. Okay, we have next presenter is Mr. Usman, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Usman Betur Isyaku from University Bauchi, Nigeria, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for coming and thank you for open your camera. This is your turn,
Yes.
please.
All right. Hello. Hello everyone, and good day for all. Thank you very much for having me today. My name is Usman Bature Isiaku from Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, Nigeria. So actually, I'm here to present my topic based on mobile application for student handbook based on the Android operating system. This is my presentation outline. The content start from the introduction up to the summary. So first, let me start with the introduction of mobile application. Mobile application is an application which is designed usually using Androids in order to actually convey some messages or some information, or to serve as a problem-solving issue to the community or to the clients. So first, the use of mobile application is becoming more interesting, and mobile devices are continually evolving more in capabilities, specifically with the emergence of the integrated phone skills. We use Android. Android is a pre-open source mobile operating system. Actually, it has a large user base, and it has a large user base and a simple application development workflow. So Android is being used by many organizations. So they actually use to develop and solve some of their problems, issues. So now let me introduce what a handbook is. A handbook, actually a student handbook specifically, is designed to be a reference material for students or for the client in an academia. So in our department, actually, we have a student handbook which was designed to contain the course contents for guiding students to know more about their courses at various levels. And also it contains some other information like grading system, final year project report formats, and other informations. So this handbook, department sees there is need to actually now convert this handbook into an Android form. So there are this actually conversion has been going on in some organization and some various business places where they actually convert their hard copies, documents, materials, or books into Android application. So the motivation of the work, actually, when you look at the demand of automated system these days, in academia setup like a university, and the need of converting some books into Android forms, the need of some converting of some other documents into some kind of software form. So it's actually a motivating factor. The software application development now has been seen as a desirable skill. So in some technical and non-technical fields. So the mobile app of the student handbook actually replicates the exact copy of the original copy. So there is no loss of information. This is actually motivating that you can convert a whole book into an Android form without miss of other parts of the information contained in the book. So the purpose of doing this our work is, first, we are actually having a printed copy. Copies of this handbook, actually, they are hard to produce. They consume time, they consume resources, a lot of money to produce copies. But replacing them with an Android form will actually now lessen or eliminate most of these issues raised during the production. So the development of this application actually now development of this application will bring the information gap between the students and the university. The next is the methodology. Actually, we employ the use of development flow, which is we first use requirement analysis, whereby we now check what are the requirements of the staff and the students. So now we actually now tends to convert those requirements into reality. So we first use what is called a user interface or user experience design. So after we now check what are the experience, what are the users needs. So now we now go into coding of the issue. So during the coding was done while working with the implementation, that's implementing the back-end processes. So during this, we deploy each function one by one, and we test them simultaneously. Then finally, we do the modification. We now implement and go for testing again. So the programming part, we actually use integrated development. So this integrated development environment IDE, which is known as Android Studio, actually we use this environment. we actually use another various Java application programming interface, which are the APIs, and we also use some external libraries where we actually use carousel view, cycle image view, and app intro view also. This we also, for the system design, we actually use what is called the context diagram. Sorry. So this, the basic flow and the interface of the application actually were designed in this session. So as you can see, the main client of the application are the students and the staff. So actually we tend to check every part of what it will touch with the students. As you know that context flow diagram is a level 0 data flow diagram that actually describes every nook and cranny of a design. So this is the schematic of the design. From the schematic, you can see we have three main parts, which are the navigation drawer, the home page, and the about section. So for the discussion, actually, we test the device. We engage some dummy users in the sense that we call them dummy because they are a combination of the target users, that's the students and the staff, and other users that are not targeted, are not part of this project. So actually, we now combine them and now ask them to download the application and now use the application. As you can see from the figure 6, we actually about more than 80% have actually downloaded the application successfully and use the application based on, you can see on this criteria. As you can see from the information contained, more than 90% of the people are actually satisfied with the how much information is contained in the device. So we now go into two testing. First, we test with the students, and secondly, we test with the staff. So for testing with the students, we use 100 students, and from Pigo 7, you can see more than 60% of the students were tested based on functionality and effectiveness of the application. And their actually response where they strongly agree that the functionality and the effectiveness of the application are actually up to expectation. So for the test with the staff, actually we test them according to suitability and recommendation. So they actually test how suitable is the application to the information there in the application, and how suitable is it to the department, and also to recommend. So actually you can see more than 60% also they recommend from Pigo 8 that they should be used. So from the testing with various mobile application, we tested with various application, mobile application like Samsung, Techno, and what have you. So actually we use those mobile phones that were found usually within the vicinity of the university environment. So we tested them according to those mobile application we have, mobile devices we have. So for the demographic of the clients, actually we check now, we tested device based on the female, male, female, based on the single, married, divorce, according to the marital status and the age. So you can see is many people were actually involved during the testing. So for the discussion, we actually now look at a screenshot, few screenshot of that's the homepage and the navigation drawer. So actually we now look at the analysis of the device based on the reliability. It does not contain ask for users to put any data, or it does not collect any data from any user. In summary, this is the design where we convert the hard copy form of a book into an Android application. Finally, we recommend that the device should actually have some other functionalities as shown from the recommendation section. Thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, very great. Usman, yes. Mr. Usman Baturiciaku from University Bauchi, Nigeria. And now we are going to the Q&A session. I will check the question for you, yeah. Okay. Okay, in Q&A, not question yet, and I will check in discussion forum. For audience, don't hesitate to ask, yeah. I think Mr. Usman will happy to answer your question. Okay, we still wait your question for audience. Okay, this is any question. We have question from Hairul Safi Khalid. Mr. Usman, what are the content in the mobile handbook? Thank you for Hairul. You still mute, Mr. Usman? Can you unmute the mic?
Hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay. Okay, clear now?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Actually, the handbook contains curriculum of the subjects we actually teach in the departments. Our department is a communication, microelectronics, and communication engineering department. So we have some series of courses, and we have the examination guidelines. We have some information related to the departments, and we have some information related to the exam guidelines. So these are some of the content of the handbook. And if you could refer also to the first section of my presentation, actually I have also mentioned some of the information that are contained there. So just as a little to say, it contains courses, it contains guidelines for examinations. It contains the procedure for making registration for students. It contains how students can go about their normal activities within the university environment. So these are some of the content of the handbook. I hope this have answered the question.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think I
Yeah.
saw question from, is it Garifu?
You see the question?
Yeah,
From the question is not appeared in me.
I saw from discussion forum.
Yeah. So you
He
could please
said,
to answer? Yeah.
let me read if I can see. I say from Mr. Usman, my question to Mr. Is, did you consider the demography of the respondent? Okay, this is my question. Actually, the question I asked the previous presenter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's the question from you to
Okay, okay, yeah.
Mrs. Sri Astuti ya. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. For Mr. Usman, can I ask you a question?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. For your research, that you say mobile application, that the
Yes.
mobile application you made on or you just use the ready mobile application?
Actually, we design is an
You
Android
design.
application. We designed from the scratch. What we did was we have a textbook. A handbook. It's called handbook, student handbook. So this handbook contains information that are normally guidelines to students. It contains courses of the department. It contains examination for the students to know. So we decided now we sit and say now we want to design this book. We want to convert it to Android form. So we designed an Android application. We designed Android application from the scratch now to convert the book into Android form. So this is what we did. We convert a book into Android application. That's what we did.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
this is a really interesting discussion, Mr.
Yes,
Usman.
yes. All right.
Hope
Thank
we
you.
will meet again, yeah, in other session, and
Yeah.
we continue our discussion.
Okay, okay. All
Okay,
right.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Usman.
All right.
So
Thank you
your
so
turn
much.
is done. I will
All
next
right.
to the other presenter.
Okay, okay.
And before we are going to the fifth presenter, I would like to back to the Dr. Sri Astuti. Are you there again?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Sri Astuti. Actually, there are two questions for you. So maybe you can answer one by one. Yeah, I will read the first question. The first question is from Mrs. Novanita Uhamka, the blended learning is very interesting concept. What are the advantages and the disadvantages of this concept when you applied it in the learning process? Please, Dr. Sri Astuti.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Thank you before for Miss Nova. Uh, this one I want to answer. What is the advantage in is that it takes advantage of the estimate learning time to choose material that can be used more face to face and online. There is a combination like this. If you want to lead media or video video learning, you can use that application. And after our uh, get the get the result, we hello.
Yes, Dr. Sri Astuti. I
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, the first is apa uh, for memudah forget the combination multimedia like that.
Okay, thank you for nice answer, Dr. Astuti. And now we are going to the second question. The second question is from, this is from Christine Wibowo. I think she also from Indonesia, right? Hello, Christine. This is the question from Christine for you. Is there gamification in Flipbook, Miss Astuti?
No, just only video over there.
Oh, only video, yeah, not
Yeah.
gamification. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe any question again for Dr. Astuti because the question already answered? No?
Mr. No, Miss Nur Afni, can you hear
Yes?
me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. No gamification.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Dr. Astuti. And here, a question again from Gary Fu Xiang. My question to Miss Sri is, did you consider the demography of the respondent?
Oh no, our research just random sampling, Miss.
Okay. Okay, Christine Wibowo say thank you to you. Okay, Gary, your question is already answered by Dr. Sri Astuti. Any question more? Okay, I think now Dr. Sri Astuti I close presentation and answer for 3 questions. Okay, I have you have not good signal there, yeah. Okay, for Dr. Sri Astuti. I hope I can see you again on the next session. And now we are going to, yeah. Okay, next presenter is Arianti from University, Professor Dr. Hamka Indonesia. Dr. Marianti, are you there? Could you please open your camera and give a sign? Already there? Thank you. And
Okay, so hi dear audience. So we are having some technical issue here with our video. So we will try to fix it and we will try to play another video from our next presenter. So please hold on.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Imas Ratna Ermawati from FKIP Uhamka, Indonesia. My title, Development of Blended Learning Media Using Character-Based Flipbook Smartphone. Background, improving the quality of education is always done in order to face the process of globalization and to face the development of science and technology with its increasing complex and critically affect the joy of life. Is to the rapid development of information and communication technology can be used by teachers to support the learning process. Theoretical learning media, blended learning, flipbook, and character. Research method, place, FKIP, Uhamka, Indonesia, and UTP, Malaysia. This method research and development, where research methods are used to produce certain product and test the effectiveness of product. Research and development method, where research methods are used to produce certain product and test product effectiveness. Research step research is one, need assessment, form, design, development, application, testing, application, upload the Play Store, Android application at Play Store, is need data and application design stage is media Android.
Okay, so dear audience, I think we have some technical issue here with our video. So please hang on for a while we are still fixing. Okay, so we are having some technical issue here. Okay, so while waiting the technical team to play the video, so dear audience, please hang on for a while. And at the same time, if to our participants here or audience, if you have any questions, please do drop your questions in the Q&A session and maybe put a code there to refer to any of our presenter during this session so we can read it out and also get to our presenters to answer to your questions. Okay, so dear audience, so sorry for the interruption because our video just now was actually cut short. So uh, we will have our presenters. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can actually just raise your hand or drop your question in our live Q&A session or in the discussion forum so that we can read it out and invite back our presenters to answer to your question and answer. Okay, if there's any question, you may drop your questions.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Usman, I can hear you.
Yes, I dropped a question in the discussion forum, but the question is, why the presenter choose to use blended learning media? Why she choose the blended learning?
Oh, I think the question is to Dr. Ashana, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yes, the one that just presented having some issues now, if she can answer this.
Okay, so we will have to invite Dr. Ashana to back. Okay, yeah, she's here. Okay, so Dr. Ashana, back to you. The question to Mr. Dr. Usman's question.
Okay, can you ask me back?
Okay, so the question from Dr. Usman just now was why you choose to use blended learning media.
That one is not me.
Oh, it's not you. Sorry. I think the
The
question.
blended learning is if I second Dr. Astuti maybe.
Oh, okay. So because Dr. Astuti is having her connection, it's not stable from because she's from Indonesia, so we will have some issue to get her back to our stage. Uh, hold on. If I can see any question for Dr. Asana, I think
I
there was a
answered
question
just
for you.
now.
Yes.
I already answered just now. Okay, from Christine Wibowo. Okay, saying that the CP student is playing gadget actually. Okay, so there is no for us we think that they can use any apps for the communication, but not because some of them have different disabilities. So yes, there are some of them is playing gadget like YouTube, Facebook, but not all can play the for the first prototype because their hands somehow some of them they even cannot touch at all. So that's why yes, some of them is playing gadget, but that's why the apps need to be more customized to fit the very detailed requirement for each of the kids. Okay, so I think that one hope I answered the question.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Asana. So let me just check if there's any question with regards to your presentation. Okay, so this one was from Miss Christine Wibowo. And okay, so just let me quickly just glance through. Okay, I think that's all for Dr. Asana. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so if we have any question from our dear audience? I think we have questions for most of the question. It's referred to sorry, it's for Dr. Sri Astuti, because I can see a lot of question with regards to this blended learning. Okay. Uh, okay, so if Dr. Usman has a question, can we please invite Dr. Usman back to the stage? Yes. Hello, Dr. Usman.
Yes, yeah, okay. Actually, the Mr. Asana presentation very okay about the investigation of communication approach for physically disabled children. So I know a project with physically disabled will actually will consume a lot of time and will have some challenges. What are the main challenges actually you face? Because I am interested in this work. Very nice. What are the challenges actually you face during the this project actually?
May I answer? Okay. The challenges is at the first place we are from the technological part. We are the things that we develop. We think that we already fit in their requirement. Okay, at the first place because we are based on the theory. Okay, we read, we know that this color is good, this color is not good. But when you go and see the real participant of the participant, the domain of the people that's going your system, you will feel that okay, we have to go one by one. Okay, so because one kids, okay, you will see very different, the other kid very different. So how would you to apply the development for all of them? Okay, because we are focusing on communication. So if the kids want to say I want to eat let's say I want to eat chicken, so are you going to have the same understanding from one parents to their kids, from one parent to their kids? So I think the very challenging, I think from our software engineering part is about the requirement itself.
Okay.
So we have to do very detailed.
Yes, yes, yes. I know.
Thank you, Dr. Asana. So we have a question here for Dr. Usman. Okay, so the question is from Miss Nadia. Okay, so what is the framework or guideline that Dr. Usman used for the mobile handbook?
Okay, actually, is an Android application. Actually, we design. So definitely we must follow the best practices. Actually, we follow the procedure of using the IDE first, and then later on we realize that we need to also use some external libraries for making some other content visible, that's to display clearly. So actually, we use some procedures according to the design software design. As you can see from the presentation, also I mentioned about a contents diagram. So we actually deep down into the procedure of software engineering for making the processes and putting up the framework. So the main framework of our design actually is actually a content. We want to transfer a content into software. Okay, so actually we need to take some stages of the design for the software and design for the content, the transfer of the content into the application we need. So actually, this to put together, we have so many items we put together, and the framework entirely is actually consists of the design of the application with the user's interface and with the people also involved for testing and deployment of the application. I hope maybe this answered the question.
Okay, so I hope the question is answered to Miss Nadia. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Usman,
Thank you.
for
Thank you
your
so much.
for your answer. So allow me to invite Dr. Asni back to the stage.
Yes, sure, I'm here.
Okay, so Dr. Asni, you're back. Okay, just while waiting for our technical team just to put you back online. Okay, I'll pass the stage back to you, Dr. Asni. All right,
Okay,
thank you.
yeah, I'm here, Gary. Thank you so much for handle this session. Gary, you hear me, yeah? Okay. Okay, question from Azana already answer, yeah? And now this is the end of the session. Okay, I will conclude this session, yeah? There are 6 presenters were amazing, so amazing, delivered very well, detailed, and certainly a lot of information was obtained. Hopefully, this event can aid to our knowledge and become a reference for further research. See you again in the next session and event. May we always given health and happiness. And I will close this session. See you again in the next meeting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for Naj, for Gary. Thank you also for the speaker, Nadia, Dr. Azhana, Dr. Marianti, Mr. Usman, Dr. Sri Astuti, Dr. Imas Ratna. Thank you so much.